So on today's episode of Angry Four-Cylinder Therapy, we are installing the new ignition switch in my car because I'm sick of potholes shutting off my stereo. I should have started recording earlier when I pulled the original ignition switch because there's some little tips and tricks that y'all need to know, such as shear bolts and how to get them out. Cold chisel and a small ball peen hammer do the trick. They're not in there very tight, but they are hard to grip, so once you get it around a couple of times, it actually gets pretty easy to pull them out by hand. Again, these are shear bolts. At first I thought they were rivets, which pissed me off to no end, because why in the hell would somebody rivet an ignition switch onto a steering column? Anyways, we've got the new switch in, sitting right there, and yeah, I'll be showing the reassembly process. I wish I had an extra handout here right now, but oh well. So, got your little bracket. Move my mic out of the way. Helps if you have the steering column in the lowest position. So you get your plate like so. Get your fancy schmancy little new bolt started. Doesn't that new ignition switch just look all nice and shiny? So, things that have to come off are the plastic surround for the steering column, the plastic kick plate, as well as the metal piece underneath. That's got two 10mm bolts that hold it in. You're gonna have to lay down on your floorboard to get at that, but it's just two bolts. They're not in there very tight. And you've also got the two end plugs for the ignition switch. And also it helps if you unhook your headlight and turn signal, because they are way in the way for this process. I'm actually looking through my phone now to eyeball this, and it would help if that was sitting about a ½ inch higher. So there we go with that. Ooh. Set that down right there. Yeah, I know my cuticles are horrible. Anyways, you guys get to see the reassembly process, which involves a lot less cussing than the disassembly process. So you get these tightened back down. I'm gonna come back in and retighten them off camera later, but get those secured in place. You run your wires through this bracket here. They go up underneath. And don't mind these. These are for wipers, headlights, all that good stuff. Yeah, you're going to have to adjust your steering column multiple times throughout this process. Okay, so now that we're up underneath the here upside down, small plug goes in that little guy right next to the airbag plug, which if you can avoid messing with the airbags, do so, because I've seen one misstep on airbags total a vehicle when I was working at a Toyota dealership. Not fun. That guy got fired, and he knew it. Alright, so your second plug is right up in there. It's kind of hard to see because it's dark. There you go, Bob's your uncle, and We should have a functioning ignition switch now. And there you have it. There's a quick 5-minute show and tell of how to install a new ignition switch in your 91 to 95 Honda Civic. I have a 4-door. It is a 94 with the 1.5 non-VTEC engine. I wish it had VTEC. When I kill this engine, it will have VTEC and possibly a turbo. But there you have it. Switch goes in, nice and easy to... Oh, yeah. To get the wiper and headlight switches out for ease of access, you're going to have these 2 screws that, if you don't want to have to pull off the steering wheel, you will need one of these guys. They're like 50 cents at pawn shops, or you can buy a brand new one for a couple bucks at Sears. So you got the 2 screws on each side, there and there, and then you're going to need a very, very tiny flathead screwdriver. This one my dad had actually modified for something else, but if you look right there, there's a tiny little hole, and you're going to need to lift the plastic and separate the little nub that locks the switches in. And yeah, it's that easy. Just take your time, take it one step at a time, and yeah, it'll come out nice and easy for you. This is Angry 4-Cylinder Therapy signing off.